Good afternoon, any poor souls unfortunate enough to stumble onto this one. Welcome to another writing stream. This one's only going to be a short one, probably a little over an hour, because I've got to go pick up the wife and the dog from work. I'm back early, which is always fun, and I'll probably try and make this a more regular kind of Monday afternoon stream. I think I'll do another one tonight. It'll depend how early I kind of want to go into bed, but I have that hour or hour-ish and wanted to see what I could maybe get done in that time. So I thought, fuck it, I'm going to try and stream the entire process of writing Shadowbinder, just for the crack, really. Like, thinking that people might show up to chat to me while I write is a pretty decent enough motivation for carrying on and coming in every day. So if I'm saying that, oh, well, I'm going to come every day and I'm going to stream every day, hopefully it'll help me build that writing habit, you know? Or at least that's the plan. It could be entirely naive of me to think that, but that's the plan. We're just going to kind of do what we can, really. So yesterday, we had a really good day yesterday. We wrote 3,000 words on stream, between the two streams that I did. We got chapter 5 finished off. I had like 300-400 words of that, and we did the next part of it. So we managed to get Kasek out of the building and introduce the brother archdemon, kind of not plot twist, because there's no real build up to it or anything like that, but we managed to get through all of that, then write the entirety of chapter 6, which I hadn't quite expected to get all of that done, but I'm really delighted that I did. We paused for a little bit, had a little bit of chat with the stream. We had a few people show up and talk about writing, which was fun. It's always great when people stick their heads in and talk about their projects and talk about and ask about mine, and we can have those conversations. It was a lot of fun, and crucially, I decided that part 1 of arc 1 is kind of tackled, and we now need to sort of we're segueing into a separate part of the story. So I would kind of say that, you know, that first part of the hero's journey kind of story arc, I've done it on a small scale for the arc 1, the Forest of Awakening, with the theme stated in the introductions and stuff like that. And this next arc is going to sort of do it on a more grand, entire web novel scale. But generally speaking, the whole kind of thematic touch of the story is kind of put in place, or at least one of them, which is, you know, what do you do when you have nothing? You've lost everything, and you're really at the bottom of the pile, and you have nothing. You know, Kasek really does have nothing. He doesn't even have his memories or any of his people or his loved ones, and as we discovered at the end of that chapter, his brother is one of the archdemons, one of the kind of central big bads. So at least for now, the central theme of the story is kind of there. What do you do when you have nothing? And even in this 6-chapter little mini arc, we've kind of explored a few things. There's Cass's determination to get up, and his kind of resolution to start a new life and find a new life, and then there's also, particularly in chapter 5 and 6, the sort of despair side of it, and the kind of feeling that maybe he wants to give up a little bit, just go back to sleep might be easier, and we'll sort of revisit that as we go through, I think, because it ties in neatly with, you know, a whole bunch of life experiences and stuff like that I feel like really makes fantasy peak in terms of its relevance and stuff. But we started to sketch out the next few chapters. Chapter 7, the one that I'm going to write now, or maybe a little bit later, isn't too bad. It's kind of a continuation from where we left. There might be a small little time jump. Maybe not. I think it might just be the next day kind of thing. We have the Archdemon ending being the last significant thing that happens on the day, and then we move on straight into the next day, and Kasich straight into survival mode and trying to process the fact that a brother he doesn't even remember is this horrifying monster now. Which could be interesting, and we might get some more answers out of Toph as well. We'll see how willing he is to start talking. The bigger issue is when we get to chapter 8 and starting to find more people. And we introduce the first kind of arc's principal quest. And actually, what might be good is if I take this arc and rather than panic about the new characters, which is my initial worry, because the thing that makes me most nervous is introducing new characters only to have them fall flat. One of the things with web novels is your main character can kind of be a bit more vanilla, if you like, but then you can get away with it in traditional publishing anyway. But your side characters have to be really vibrant. It's kind of like this whole web novel readers like somebody that they can put themselves in the shoes of. It's why so often they're kind of like minimum wage bums. You know, proper neckbeardy, nerdy types. Because that's super relatable. Everyone can kind of relate to when they were hard on their luck and they felt like the outcast, outside person, and finding things really difficult, and then they get isekai'd into this new world and everything's different, and they can start this new kind of thing for themselves and develop themselves into the perfect Gary Stew. So in terms of the genre, you can get away with a little more. Your problem arises with the side characters, because they then have to be vibrant enough to make up for it so that they can all play off each other, and that's how you get a really dynamic, interesting story. But what we're going to do is we're going to kind of... Don't give me big pop-up notifications, you dick. Is we're going to try and... We're going to try and fill out these Save the Cat beats. Opening image. And maybe want something a little bit more decisive in that opening chapter. We'll see, because I feel like there's also like quite a bit of panic going on. Maybe it's in 2. This bit, this is really your theme stated right here. If this voice spoke true, there was nothing for him here. No family, no friends, no place to belong or call home. But from the sounds of things, that hadn't been far from the truth for whoever he had once been either. It didn't appear he had really lost all that much during his long sleep. Crucially, however, he had gained something. 1,000 years was an unfathomably long amount of time. The world outside of these doors was, for him, brand new. A whole new world, a new life, a second chance. A second chance is only any good if he survived long enough to take advantage of it. And that kind of resolve to make something of this really shitty situation. There's your image stated in chapter 2 or 3. And that opening image of the character. What's the next beat? Set up. Archbrother Demon. Magic System Beginnings. Intro. And why is Kasek unique in terms of his power? And then Catalyst. finding trapped hunter. Hearing about the rescue mission and Aurea. Debate going it alone or risk it all to help. And I think we need to be clear about why is Kasek hesitant here. Fears about his demon power, perhaps. Maybe new chip is hostile. And then got break into 2 and fun and games. To rescue trapped party. Maybe they rescue 2 of them. A midpoint. I'm going to be super vague about this one, but discover plot against Aurea. Not demon hunting Kasek, perhaps. Don't know. Bad's close in. Now, time limit on rescue. And we can kind of go from there. That's sort of enough. To give me a bit more of a steer in the right direction. I'm trying to keep this really as discovery written as possible. purely kind of out of personal curiosity, to be honest. And the thing is, I don't have to be super traditional with this. I can just be, you know, a little bit more on the flexible side. Which is a lot more beneficial in terms of writing speed. The only thing that I need is I need this first character. Maybe that's like what we do. Maybe we jump across to some AI stuff. Try and give myself, you know, some ideas. We'll just switch this one over. Like that. Oh, is it not working? No. Oh, that's fine, I guess. That's fine, we'll stick to the Scrivener. Maybe we'll change this one. Not working for some reason, no biggie. Let's see how far this prompt can take us. I'm not really very good at creating the AI prompts, but with that aphantasia, having a visual prompt is super duper useful. And obviously You can't afford. Like, trying to use an artist for that is gonna hurt financially, so we're gonna try. Like, in fairness, we had some great images going on. That's her, man. That's it. That was dope. Save that image. We are going with that. You'd better believe we're going with that. I've actually got a few that I could probably try and use. Like, what the fuck is going on? What weird input is it picking up that's making it do that? Is it picking up my controller? No, that's not it. That's the webcam, so that's not it. I don't really understand what's making it do that, to be honest. But that's kind of a dope one as well. Could we maybe use the two? Like, she does that shit and then what the fuck is happening now? That's so weird. Oh well. If I can switch to large thumbnails, that'd be ideal. Yeah, no, I definitely enjoy that. These two things together, that's pretty great. Okay, so I've got thoughts for the character. We just need to start pulling together a kind of personality for this girl. So we are gonna. Okay, this is what I like about Scrivener, right? So I'm gonna take this character sketch 1 duplication and I'm gonna pop it into this characters folder. '22 location array native. And we're gonna come up with a name for this chick, right? So where the story kind of takes place, we're going with Celtic kind of namings. Casek is a Celtic. Not a fan of that website. We're gonna get the meanings for the popular ones. It annoys me. So now we're scouting the baby names. Aiden's kind of a guy's name. How'd you say that shit though?
Afe.
Is it just Afe? I just don't like the pronunciation. Bara, meaning spear. I kind of dig that.
Bara.
So Bara is a potential name, just because I like it. Erin, I'm presuming. Ashlyn, Enid, Ereni. A feminized word meaning eagle. That's kind of. It's kind of cool. Ela. Galia, irritational wound. That's a bit harsh. I might be going with Bar, to be honest. I'm not seeing anything that really stands out as yeah, this is a really really strong name. Can I? Yeah, that's kind of cool too. Peretta. Pietro. Pirko. Raylan. That's kind of dope too. I think Barra might be the winner. Tarai. Maybe. Mm. Raylan. Yeah, so I had ideas for Raylan. And I think we are going to go with Raylan. If I can help it. So we will go with Raylan Barra. That makes a lot of sense. So Raylan Barra is the first human character Kasek comes across in the forest, is entrapped in crystal, and at first seeks to rescue the rest of her party from the same fate. She is a warrior, historian, seeking to discover. Warrior historian will fight alongside Kasek, going forward, and be someone who vouches for him in Aurea. Post Aurea, she will help rebuild that's kind of the eventual kind of deal. Rediscover the secrets of the ancient past as she believes ancient civilization holds the key to defeating the shadow, not just on her world, but beyond it too. Physical description. Right. I've actually got, I can import stuff. So I might import these 3 pictures. We have the kind of Kaylin inspiration file, right? Interesting. And then we have her sort of a little bit more end gaming it. You can still she's still got the kind of 2 weapons, but she's upgraded the gear somewhat. On Earth. Yeah, so we're making a start with the whole planning of the characters a little bit. I just need to double check. Yeah, so personalities where I'm having trouble. Where I'm having trouble kind of nail her down. Occupation. She is a shadowbinder. Employed to hunt and scavenge to keep Aurea going and to defend it when necessary. She is still relatively new. But skilled. Doubles as a historian. A leather-bound tome on her belt and works on it during downtime. Keeps its content a secret. Specifically thumb. It's fairly rigid about rules. despite relatively stern exterior, has a keen sense of adventure and is occasionally inclined to take risks, especially when there is a chance of learning about the past. Raised by her father, an avid collector of books, she grew up absorbing any kind of knowledge she could get her hands on. Life changed when her possessed mother attacked her and her father. On their farm outside the city walls, back when that was still possible. The attack and passed away not long after she turned 16. Learned to become self-reliant young, which might explain her frosty exterior. It kind of gives quite a nice little outline to who Raylan is. That's a bloody template. Kasek can go monkeys. Why hasn't that kept? Yeah. And we kind of need those distinctions in there. So we've got our 3 named characters and the ones that we're planning at the moment. I'm quite happy with that. As a little plotting start, and then I can get stuck back into the writing this evening. But in terms of turning in like an initial character element, I think that's okay. Here's the second person who liked the stream. What? Oh, I think maybe it was being weird, I don't know. Yeah, I think we're kind of getting to the point where I'm certainly finding it difficult. To maintain the kind of maintain the post a little bit, the pace. But I think in terms of keeping it going, that's probably a good start. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I don't think I complain too much for an hour's work. No words done. But this was important. This was definitely important. Might help if I have an archetype picked out, right? Because you'd think Catholic would be the warrior, but he's not. He's totally the orphan. And then Toph would totally be the mentor. And yeah, Raylan is probably the warrior archetype. Unless she's the rebel. She's not just wanting to survive. She doesn't just seek humanity's survival. She wants its revival. That kind of makes the most sense as an archetype. The reason that I'm locking in or trying to get my head around these archetypes but what it means is I can also, there's this nameless guy who's probably going to be the Joker because I want somebody to really piss off and play off of the other characters. Then the Creator, and then finally the Warrior, because you're looking to get past the strongest guy back. You don't want the strongest guy back too soon. And that gives me a place to go with names and stuff like that. That's cool. That is actually legitimately really, really cool in terms of getting some of this done. and knowing where the story's going. That's really, really helpful. And a little bit more crucially, it means that I can sort of write the next 10 to 15 chapters as I have been and resist. Yeah, we're good. I've kind of got I've got the prep of what I want to do now and of how we're going to work it, which is very, very nice. But I do think I will be heading off soon, so I'm gonna pick up the wife. So I'm gonna probably think about heading off now that I've got the next character to introduce sort of sketched out and I've got the next 5 chapters kind of plotted. It means I can come back about 8, 9 o'clock tonight, another 2.5, 3 hours, and really sort of crank out. I'm hoping I can crank out chapter 7. I'm thinking chapter 7 won't be too long, because that's just picking up the pieces from the mess that was chapter 6. And trying to deal with the kind of like survival based stuff and live things out and survive that way. Which hopefully should be fine. Cool.